because you're vexed. And they don't even care.
The next time somebody tell you that God don't love you, you can say back that. Get up in their face and say, yeah, yeah. The next time somebody tell you that God don't love you, you can.
Guys, it's your boy Nejo here, and this is Mimi, and we've got Cash. Today we're going to be talking about the power of forgiveness and letting go. This here, 1 John 1 verse 9. It says, if we confess our sins, he is faithful to forgive us. When I think about that, that speaks of restoring. Also, Ephesians 4 verse 31 to 32 says, get rid of all bitterness, passion and anger, no more shouting or insults, no more hateful feelings of any sort. Instead, be kind and tender-hearted to one another and forgive one another as God has forgiven you through Jesus Christ. So, and there's one as well in Psalms 103 verse 12 that says, as far as the east is from the west, so far he has removed our sins. Have we found your one?
Yeah, it's just the Lord's Prayer, Our Father.
Oh, our Father which art in heaven. Okay.
Yeah, and then particular line is, and forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive others.
Yeah.
Those that forgive.
I think
I'm messing it up.
I think we can agree that forgiveness is simply Christ forgetting our sins, the things that we've done that are bad, and focusing on what we can be through him. I've got a quote, and it says, forgiveness does not erase the past, but it looks upon it with compassion.
Mm-hmm. In terms of humans, us forgiving one another, it's impossible for us to forget what happened, and it's not wise to forget what happened. However, I think it's the letting go, because that releases us from that bitterness, from those feelings of resentment, from that toxic thing in your body, because that can actually physically do bad things to your heart, your mind, body, soul, everything.
The letting go is important. We're going to get to the letting go part, but what is the power of forgiveness? What effect does it have?
When you forgive someone, say someone hurt you, you were close, yeah? Alright, so me and you were close, and you done something so bad to me, even though you did that, me and you don't have to chat again, but forgiving is different to basically, you know what I'm saying, holding on to it. If you forgive someone, doesn't mean you have to be friends with them and chat to them again, but even if you saw them on the road, your eye ain't twitching no more. Your heart ain't in your throat. Your chest isn't even hurting. You're not angry no more. You could even see them you're right.
Hey, we're having a good day,
and keep it moving. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you let them go. When people have power over you if you don't forgive them. Literally, they have power over your emotions. Even if you were doing something and you saw them, you stop what you're doing just to give them evil looks, just to give them evils, because they still have that power over you. That's the power of forgiveness. Let them go. Let it go.
I think as well, forgiving people, not also can set you free, and I will get to that part of it in a minute, but also it can set the other person free as well.
Yeah, of course.
I'll give you an example. I had a customer at work who was very rude, and I got upset with him. The next day I got the same customer coming back, and he said, basically in his own words, forgive me, I'm sorry. Now, if I didn't forgive him, then maybe he would have felt even more bad. But I said, don't worry, so it's okay. Forget about it. Let me just try and help you right now, here and there. And he was better. He felt better. I believe he felt free as well. When I think of the woman who was caught in the act of adultery, Jesus basically said to her, look, cut a long story short, he did what was wrong, but go and sin no more. Sometimes I think we have a tendency of judging people and not forgiving them, but he said go and sin no more, or forgiveness.
You see the quote you read earlier?
Yeah.
Go back to that and read it again.
Forgiveness does not erase the past but looks upon it with compassion.
That just makes me think of the same thing or the saying that goes, hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So also, like, some people are just nasty, but you don't know why. Hurt people do hurt people. And that's why you have to forgive them. You don't have to chat to them anymore or nothing like that. But
Yeah.
you don't know why they're being nasty anyway either.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, we can break that cycle in that sense of, because they have hurt us, we don't have to be broken and then give it to somebody else.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
like
like
that.
it's a cycle.
Another part I've got heading is forgiveness is not only for you, for the person, but also for you.
It is.
Yeah. I think it's more for you.
Yeah.
I think it's more for you, because if I did something wrong to somebody, this is just my personal opinion. If I did something wrong to somebody and I was truly sorry from my heart, my soul, everything, and I said sorry, and that person was bitter towards me, I'd have to let it go. I don't need your forgiveness in that sense. It would be great, and I could be like, oh yes, thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
but then I'm gonna have to build myself up and be like, you know what? I can't do anything. I'm sorry. That's it. But if I hold something against you per se, you're not in the conversation. You're not in the conversation. You can go about your business and live your life.
Though some people do care what people think.
They
Yeah,
And that's
true.
where, so let's kind of twist it a little bit.
Okay.
Let's say I can't forgive the fact that you can't forgive me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you won't forgive me. That's when I'm gonna have to.
I see
That's
what you're
where now I have to learn how to forgive the fact that you can't forgive me.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because people get like that. Now the scripture that comes to my mind is Matthew 18:21-20. Then it says, then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? So how many times shall I forgive him? Till 7 times? Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
I think the meaning of that though is like,
Keep doing it until
it's
it
like-
goes, until you've actually forgiven. Just keep forgiving.
Yeah, but when you talk about forgiveness is for you, it is for you for the simple fact that it also goes back to Matthew 6:15. All right. But if you don't forgive others, then your Father in heaven will not forgive the wrongs you do.
That's true.
Because it's like, how can you expect grace from the Father?
Yeah.
And you can't even give grace to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a way you can kind of help yourself to forgive by conditioning your mind to think on godly things. In Philippians 4 verse 8, it says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue, there's no virtue sometimes in overthinking certain things. Yeah. And if there be any praise, think on these things. How can we sum this all up? So remember the topic, the power of forgiveness and letting go.
People will always say, forgive but don't forget. Obviously, remember, because that's how you learn from the situation. However, letting go, you literally are releasing even them. You know what I'm saying? You release them. And then you remember what happened, but you know when you let go to the point where you're just over it, it's not even that deep no more. And you like give it a couple of years or a couple of months, you can now laugh about it. Like, hey, you remember when that happened? Ha ha.
Yeah.
But it's alright, it's alright. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it also, as well, why it's good to let go and also to forgive, because God's a vindicator. He will always fight for the one who is right. So if someone's done something foul and really hurtful, not forgiving them ain't going to do nothing to them. Half of the time they probably didn't even remember what they did.
They don't even know.
Or they didn't even care. And you're sitting there up in your feelings, holding on to it, and your chest hurting you, and your forehead sweating and all that stripping because you're vexed. And they don't even care, and go.
So release them and release yourself.
Release it. Let go. Like, you'll hear some people, I hear it all the time, oh my God, when that happened back to me back in 2005. Bro.
That's like the
What year were we in, please?
I think also just to add on to that point, it's just forgiveness. We have to remember that it is a process and a journey, because sometimes it's good to be able to say the words first, be like, you know what, I'm going to forgive that person, yes. But sometimes you might see that person walk along the road and those feelings
it
fester
comes
up.
back, yeah.
It's the process of it, but you'd be like, you need to call on God and just be like, I need help to forgive that person.
That's
I don't
why
wanna have
Jesus
this
says
feeling.
70 times 7,
You know?
because
It's
as much as you need to forgive, keep doing it.
Keep on doing it, yeah.
Forgiveness is deep because it's hard to forgive, but when you do, it's like
Yeah.
Like,
you don't even care about what they're doing no
Yeah.
more. You don't even want to think about them no more. If you saw them, you'll be like, look here, you'll be like, yeah, alright. You know, and you're over it.
Yeah.
Half of the time, you won't even want to say nothing to them, but in your heart, you're not holding on to nothing. You're way past it.
Guys, forgive. It's a process. I hope this video was great. In some way. She's gonna sing again. I hope this video helps in some way. God bless you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Forgive and let it go and release them.
Bye.